Hi, and welcome. I'm Delaney, and I'll be your primary contact for KPL Academy this fall. This is going to be a welcome to the league and scheduling informational video that you can reference throughout the season. Before we get started, I want to do a brief overview of the purpose of KPL Academy, which is to provide a higher level of play to more players across the state of Kentucky while raising the developmental standards. And through this, we are able to increase opportunities for players, coaches, referees, and spectators. As mentioned in the welcome email that you all just received, the season will run from August 22nd to December 6th. We will have separate registration and scheduling for the spring season. Again, games are only being scheduled through the December 6th date. Looking at some scheduling notes, on the email you just received, there is a contact list that has all the teams in your division. Once you click into that contact sheet, they're highlighted in yellow under your division will be your division format, which has the number of teams, the number of times you play each opponent, and the number of games. Please pay specific attention to this section so you know when scheduling who you're scheduling against, how many games you have, and whatnot. We hope that teams will strive to have equal home and away games. When that's not possible, we hope that teams will utilize neutral site games. Some divisions, teams will play their opponents twice and others just once, depending on how many teams are in that given division. Teams will work with each other to complete their schedules. KPL Academy is a self-scheduled and self-assigned league. We'll touch on that a little bit more. All schedules are due back to me by August 10th. I will be reviewing and entering them into Got Sport as they come in. If you complete your schedule early, go ahead and send it in. We will reach out if there's any glaring discrepancies. All schedules will be posted by August 17th if everything goes to plan, and they'll be live in Got Sport for you all to view. Once they are live, please take time to review your schedule to make sure there's no games entered incorrectly on our end, and let us know. Looking a little deeper at the Academy scheduling, as mentioned previously, all games will be self-scheduled and locally assigned. Teams will need to work with their local assigner. If you do not know who that is, please reach out to your club. They should know who that is. The home team will pay the referee fees, which we'll touch a little more on coming soon. Looking at the game format for 10U and 9U, we do ask that scores are entered into Got Sport, but they will not be published this fall. There will be no double headers in the 10U divisions, and we recommend that there's 4 hours between each kick, unless approved by the league. For the 9U divisions, doubleheaders are permitted and encouraged, with shortened games recommended. We'll touch base on that shortly as well. For any game changes after the schedules are final, teams need to make sure that their local assigner has approved any changes and is able to get coverage. Once that is done, KPL needs to be notified, and we have an online form that's free that we need to have completed in order to get those games updated on the schedule. So a couple things to keep in mind when scheduling are travel considerations, local games, time zones, and kickoff times. When looking at travel considerations, if teams are traveling more than 2 hours, games should not kick off prior to 11 a.m. or after 5 p.m. For local games, such as two Lexington area teams playing each other, games must kick off at the earliest and latest available time slots, which are generally 9 a.m. or 5 p.m. Later in the fall, this will move to 3 p.m. due to time change. For time zones, all games on the schedule will be listed as the venue time. When scheduling, please submit the time zone on your scheduling template when you are completing it. This is a major help and helps curb any confusion. For kickoff times, all games need to be on the hour to best utilize our referee pool, unless their schedule of the fields are already set, such as in Northern Kentucky. Looking at the KPL game links, the 9U and 10U games will be 25-minute halves. And if there are any double header games in the 9U divisions, they need to be shortened to two 20-minute halves. We will be sending out game day procedures closer to the start of the season. For reschedules after the final schedule has been posted, KPL must be notified of any canceled game and reschedule date. All reschedules must be approved by your local assigner. If there's any issues with reschedules, not being able to get a game back on the schedule, Please loop KPL in, and we'll step in as needed to facilitate that conversation to get the game back on the schedule. Again, we will have an online form for reschedules to get back on the schedule. That will be provided to you all before the start of the season. Now looking at referees and payment. As mentioned previously, home teams are responsible for referee scheduling and assignments. The home team will communicate with their local assigner of any schedule changes, and they're responsible for all referee payments. If your team has decided to have a neutral site game, you must communicate with your opponent to see if you want to split that cost or how you want to do that, but that is up to you all. Referees can be paid cash on the field, electronic payments such as Venmo, Cash App, Apple Pay. Whatever it is, it needs to be discussed beforehand, and no referee should be walking away with only partial payment or no payment. Referees should be paid right after each game. Now looking at some game reporting procedures, both teams will need to bring a copy of their state-approved roster for that game with the highlighted participants. After the game, each team should report the score, even in divisions not publishing scores. This will help us for the spring when looking at division placements. Either team can enter the score in the system. We will be sending out score entry instructions before the start of the season. We will be utilizing Band as our communication platform. This will house all of our resources, all documents you need, and you're able to chat back and forth with the league and other teams. Band is awesome. The link will be provided in your welcome email. We'll send it out a few times. Please share it with anyone that does not receive the welcome email that might need it. So a team manager that's not on there, an assistant coach that's not on there, a club admin, please have them join because there will be pertinent league information shared on there. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will be your primary contact, Delaney Westling. My email is delaneywestling@kysoccer.net, and my phone number is 859-325-9575. This is my cell phone number. Please call, text, email if you have any questions or need anything throughout the season. Thank you all. We look forward to having a great KPL Academy fall season, and please reach out to the email or phone number on the last slide if you have any questions.